Hello, good morning, everybody. God bless you. It's 31st December 2020. God has been faithful and gracious. God has been wonderful. When we began this year, we didn't know how it's going to end. But here we are today. The mercy of God has brought us to the end of the year. The grace of God is not anything we have achieved. It's just simply the mercy of God and the grace of God that made this possible. And I ask again, what do you have to give thanks to God for this year? Have you considered all the wonderful things God has done? Corona came and God made it clear to every human being that except you put your trust in me, you'll be put to shame. People who had money, who could have bought their lives, if life were to be buyable, if they could exchange cash for their lives, they wouldn't have died. But many of them died with their money in their pockets. They died, leaving everything. But God sustained you. God made it possible for you and me to be alive today. So why don't you just take a moment, pause in everything you do, and begin to appreciate God for life. Thank God for grace. If you're a child of God, you're born again, thank God that God helped you and sustained you in Christ. And if you're not, it is time to give your life to Jesus, to get committed to Christ, because it's our firm foundation. Without Jesus, you can't make it to heaven. Jesus is the only way to God. Jesus is the only way to God. Say, I am the way, the truth, and life. Nobody comes to the Father except by me, says Jesus. I read something that really caught my attention last night, and somebody said the devil came to him and asked him how far. And he told the devil, oh, thank God for everything. And the devil laughed to scorn. In fact, the devil was like, he said, what on earth should I thank God for? The devil now showed me, that's him now, showed him mansions, big mansions of some of his friends and everything, his mates, and everything. But he quickly showed the devil the grave side of some of his mates as well, who did not make it. The devil was showing him mansions of, for him to be jealous and to be like, feeling bad about himself. I didn't make money to build mansions this year. But he showed the devil the grave side of some of his friends who passed on, who could not make it. And the devil also showed him some of his mates who are in the costless cars in town. Bugattis, Ferrari, and so on and so forth. But showed him his bank account of some of his friends and all the rest of them. And he said he showed the devil the hospital bills of others who are terribly sick. I don't know if you're getting the point here. The devil was showing him bank account of some of his friends that are fat, maybe billions and millions. But there are some of his friends who are also in the hospital. Their bills are so huge, some of them are asking for donations to be able to meet up some of the bills. Some of the ailments they can't even treat them. I don't know if you get the point. But the message in this whole thing is that you are alive today. By the grace of God, God has kept you. Many times we consider what we have not achieved, the cars we've not bought, the clothes we've not bought, the money we don't have, and on and on and on and on like that. But we don't tend to consider the grace that God has given you. Somebody said, if I don't have this, I must have this. I told him, I said, we are always considering what we should have. Do we take time to consider some of our friends who became mad during 2020? Some of our friends who died. Some of our friends who are with bad health. They can't even stand up from their bed. Just yesterday, a great man of God died. So painful. But I just want to thank God that I'm alive, you are alive today. His grace that brought us thus far is the mercy of God that made it possible. Why don't you take a moment to just appreciate God for 2020? It's been a wonderful year, a great year. Many things happened, but the Lord kept you. He put the blood on your doorpost, and the spirit of death could not penetrate, just like he did in Egypt for the children of Israel. The spirit of death came and passed over. God preserved you because of the covenant he has with you. Why don't you take a moment and just appreciate this God? That's why I love that song that says, yes, I will worship him forever. I will love him forever because this God is too good. Oh. And this song that God gave me this year. You're my refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Yes, you are. You're my refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Oh Lord, you are. Yeah. Shammah, Shammah, I worship you. I worship you. Remain strong. We're entering 2020 with the power of God. The grace will be sufficient. The power of God is sufficient. Just key in, hold on to Jesus, and God will see you through. God bless you. Thank you. Bye-bye.